As you can see, monster kill, kind of what ends up happening when you're using a Smart Bullet Bazooka, and then you can get even more than that. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's ExxotikGaming, and welcome back to another Pixel Gun 3D video. We're finally back once again with another weapon comparison. Just recently, I did a weapon comparison between the Big Buddy and the Christmas Ultimatum, and it seemed like you guys really enjoyed that video. So here we are, once again, with another comparison. As you all can tell from the title, today's weapon comparison is between two very powerful and very well-known heavy weapons, the Smart Bullet Bazooka and the Judge. The Judge is probably the most well-known weapon in Pixel Gun 3D in 2018, but how does it stand up against one of the most powerful weapons, the Smart Bullet Bazooka? We'll find out in this video. Now, before we actually get into this video, really quickly, I wanted to do a little challenge for you all. Can you guys hit the like button with your wrist? I don't really know. I think it's a pretty difficult challenge. It might take me several tries before I can do it, but let me know down below in the comments if you can do that, and if you can, then I will respond to as many people as possible saying good job, or maybe even adding some of you guys to my clan. With that being said, though, yeah, leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and let's get into the video. Going into the armory section, this is the Smart Bullet Bazooka, and this is the Judge. Now, the Judge is very unique in that this is a controlled rocket. After you fire out of the Judge, you can control where the rocket goes. It used to be a one-shot kill, then they nerfed it to be a two-shot kill now, but a lot of the times it still is going to be a one-shot kill if you find somebody that has some damage dealt to them. The Judge has rocket control, area damage, and a 4x zoom, in comparison to the Smart Bullet Bazooka not having any type of zoom, but it also has that area damage. The Smart Bullet Bazooka has an 83 firing rate. It fires very fast, 4 shots at an enemy, but those shots are controlled by where the enemy goes. In comparison, you control the shots by yourself with the Judge with a 58 firing rates, a 1 capacity, and a 20 weights. 20 weights versus a 14 weights, obviously the Judge is a much heavier weapon, but it does make sense because it is a very, very big weapon, and what it's modeled off of in real life is very big as well. So what we're going to do is jump into Stadium. This is one of the better maps for these weapons here. It's not the ideal map, but there are a lot of people in this match, so we're going to go into this and show you guys some gameplay here in this map. You want to go into a close-range map regardless which weapon you choose, and as you all can see, generally you're looking at a 3 to 4 shot kill with the Smart Bullet Bazooka. You guys saw just how fast it actually killed people, but the unique thing about the Smart Bullet Bazooka, and it was the first one of its kind, I believe, to do this, maybe paired with the Bee Swarm spell, is that this weapon actually has controlled rockets. So as you can see, it's following where the enemies are, and it's killing people without me even firing directly at the enemies. So if you're somebody who is very inaccurate at playing Pixel Gun 3D, the Smart Bullet Bazooka is ideal for you because you don't really have to aim directly at the enemy in order to kill them with that weapon. In contrast, if we were to take out our Judge here, this is how the Judge differs. This weapon is a little bit more powerful per single shot, but as you can see, you can control where the rocket goes. Now, hopefully, somebody is actually here, but as you will see, over time, the rocket will explode by itself. You want to make sure you're away from the enemy's line of sight, and then fire directly at where the enemy is going to be. I might actually be too far away from this guy, but as you can see, you can hit them, and it's a very unique way of killing the other enemies. You have to be very accurate, I guess you can say. If you miss your shot, well, you're only going to have one other shot because that way, you might not be able to kill the person because of that. As you can see, I'm already out of shots with that Smart Bullet Bazooka. The Smart Bullet Bazooka is really one of those weapons that you only use one time, generally, before you die. It's kind of just one of those things you can use if you want to. Beforehand, it had a lot more shots, but as you can see, you only get 3 shots, and 2 of those shots are required to take somebody out. With the Smart Bullet Bazooka, on the other hand, you have 20 shots, so you do have a little bit more room for error. You can fire a little bit more, spray and pray a little bit more, and as you can see, get some pretty nice kills in the process of doing so. Now, are either one of these weapons my favorite in Pixel Gun 3D? No, I'm not a huge fan of either one of them. I don't really like the Smart Bullet Bazooka too much just because that weapon is one of those ones I feel like doesn't require as much skill compared to some of the other ones in this game, and I don't really like the Judge because it's just a very, very powerful in general. I think a little bit too powerful in general, in my personal opinion. but I can see why people would like these weapons. They're very unique and different from the other weapons in Pixel Gun 3D. You compare these weapons to the other area damage weapons in Pixel Gun 3D, and you're going to get gameplay unlike any other in this game, and that's why these weapons are some of the most powerful and popular in Pixel Gun 3D. Are they relatively OP? Yes, we can kind of see that, but this video isn't about how OP these weapons are. It's about which one is better in which circumstances. And the Judge is clearly going to be your better weapon at close range, just because that weapon is going to have minimal travel time, and per single shot, it is more powerful. If you can get right up close and personal to your enemies that you are firing at, you will have less shots required to kill an enemy with the Judge compared to the Smart Bullet Bazooka. As you can see, generally, 3 to 4 shots with the Smart Bullet Bazooka, and then as we saw earlier, 2 shots, sometimes even 1 with the Judge. Now, the nice thing about the Judge is, you guys might have seen earlier, even after you die, the rocket will still travel after the enemy. So, if you are about to kill an enemy, but then that person kills you at the last second, that Judge will continue killing you, and maybe even actually explode on the target that you were originally going for. So that's the nice thing about the Judge. As you can see, maybe that was a good example. No, it wasn't. But if that guy had some lower health, you guys would have seen he killed me, but the Judge still was able to take him out. And it's nice. It actually did kill him. He had the resurrection, so it didn't actually register. But that was a perfect example just earlier of how even after the person kills you, that rocket will still be traveling in the direction that you died, controlling it in. So that's a really unique thing about the Judge. Not too many other weapons do that in Pixel Gun 3D, and not really many of them are too useful when you do that. As you can see, the farther you get from the enemies that you're coming in contact with, the less it's going to be of use. You want to get up close and personal with these weapons, because if you get farther and farther away, as you can see with that guy right there, well, he's not going to die from my Smart Bullet Bazooka. So you got to get pretty close so the person can't really avoid the shots of your Smart Bullet Bazooka or your Judge. The farther away you get, the harder it is to kill people. And as you can see, I'm kind of struggling right now because there aren't enough people in this match, and I'm just not getting the kills that I probably could get if I was in maybe a 8 or 9 person match in maybe something like Silent School. You can get fantastic gameplay with these weapons in certain small maps. Like Coliseum, man, you can get so many kills with either one of these. You will have no problem at all getting kill after kill after kill. That's not really an issue with either one of these. So regardless which one you get in Pixel Gun 3D, you're going to get some fantastic gameplay in this game. Some of the best that you can possibly get for an area damage weapon in this game. As you can see, there's somebody else that's already using the Smart Bullet Bazooka themselves. And that makes sense because it is such a popular and powerful weapon in this game. People want to use it because they want to get good gameplay in this game. They just can't simply get as good of gameplay with maybe something like the Christmas Ultimatum as they would with this on certain occasions. Now, other times, maybe something like the Christmas Ultimatum or the Big Buddy are just generally better just because of the pure stats, but a lot of the times, you're not going to make your shots land on the enemies, so you can limit that, having that problem by using something like the Smart Bullet Bazooka, having that homing missile ability with it, which is good. As you can see, I'm kind of firing sort of where the enemy is, and the bullets are kind of traveling in the right direction. The Smart Bullet Bazooka, as we know, obviously is modeled off of the Bullet Bill in Super Mario, so that's kind of cool. It's nice having a Mario weapon in Pixel Gun 3D. It's just really unique. I don't really think there's anything else that's like that. Maybe you could say like the Flower Power is a Mario weapon because there's kind of like a flower. But as you can see, that guy, if he had killed me, my rocket was traveling directly at him, and it still would have been able to get the points if that guy didn't move. Obviously, it's pretty easy to avoid the rockets from either of these weapons, so if you are somebody and you're coming in contact with somebody who has either the Judge or the Smart Bullet Bazooka, you want to have some fast mobility weapon, maybe like your Dark Force Saber, and this is a much faster mobility than something like the Smart Bullet Bazooka's little shots or the Judge shots, so you can easily outrun either of those weapon shots just by using a weapon with a fast mobility. So that's really not the issue, and the only big issue is if you're using a slow weapon yourself, you're going to die a lot of times when you do use these weapons. As you can see, most people are now using these weapons in the match that I'm in. I guess that makes sense. When one person uses them, generally more people do, and I mean, I joined into that match really, really late, and I still was able to get 13 kills in that match. If I was in that match the entire time, way over 20 kills would have been pretty much the normal thing to have happen in the match that I was in. So definitely pretty powerful weapons in Pixel Gun 3D. Like I said, regardless which one you choose, you are going to get amazing gameplay in this game. So if you're worried, hey, maybe I shouldn't get the Smart Bullet Bazooka because, I mean, maybe I'm not going to get good gameplay with it, that's not going to be an issue. You are going to get good gameplay with both of these weapons. But a lot of people are probably wondering which one is better. And if you were to ask me, if I was basing this off of a lot of the close range matches you were to go into, I would say the Smart Bullet Bazooka is the better option. The only reason is because you only have 3 shots now with the judge, so when you respawn, you're really only going to be able to kill one person, maybe on rare occasion 2 people. With the Smart Bullet Bazooka, you can kill a lot of people before you end up running out of shots. As you can see, I've killed like 4 people so far, and I still have 20 shots remaining in my Smart Bullet Bazooka. With the judge, that's not going to end up happening. You're going to end up having to reload a lot of times, and then you're going to end up just running out of shots. So, kind of is a bit of a problem. As you can see, monster kill, kind of what ends up happening when you're using the Smart Bullet Bazooka, and then you can get even more than that. So, you can get some fantastic kill streaks when you are using these weapons, and I am almost out of shots, finally, after quite a decent rampage. I got the Fire Demon kill streak, and that's kind of what ends up happening when you're using the Smart Bullet Bazooka yourself. So as you all could see, earlier on in the video, I was struggling in Stadium. I didn't really get many kills because people were using fast mobility weapons. They could easily avoid my judge and my Smart Bullet Bazooka. So if you find a match where there are only maybe 1 or 2 other people, you're not going to really do well with either of these weapons. So make sure you're in a map where you have a lot of action, a lot of people all the time, so somebody like that can't avoid the shots from your weapon. That was a weird little glitch I had just then, but you guys pretty much get the idea. You guys can see in which occasions which one is better. You generally want to use the judge maybe in longer range maps. So if you're somebody who goes into maybe D-Day a lot of the times, or maybe somebody that goes into just any really long range map in Pixel Gun 3D, the judge is going to be your better option. But overall, most people play short range in Pixel Gun 3D, and they will do better with the Smart Bullet Bazooka. So that's really what it comes down to, and I don't really have much else I need to say. Either one of these are good weapons. You will get good gameplay with both of them, so don't really worry if you chose one and you can't get the other, because you'll be fine. Just my only thing that I always say whenever I recommend these weapons or don't recommend these weapons, just don't use these weapons too much when you're using either the Smart Bullet Bazooka or the judge. Use them only on occasion. Just don't use them the entire time you're in a match. It's not really that fun if you see somebody using them the entire time. So what I'm using right now in this video, how I'm playing the game, is not the ideal way of using these weapons. You only use these on occasion, maybe as a last resort type of thing. Maybe you're on really low health and you're generally using the Void Ray rifle most of the time, but then you just gotta finish the person off with the Smart Bullet Bazooka and then get the kill that way. That is where these weapons are best used, and just use these weapons that way and you'll actually get some very, very good gameplay that really won't make people rage too much. You'll just get some quality kills in Pixel Gun 3D, which is not bad at all. So, yeah, that's basically it, guys. Hope y'all did enjoy the gameplay. I got some very, very good kills here in Coliseum. Kind of failed in Stadium, but that's kind of expected for the situation I was in, so you guys could kind of see the different types of gameplay you're going to get with these weapons in Pixel Gun 3D. Hope y'all did enjoy. I'd appreciate it a lot if you left a like down below if this video did help. Comment down below other little comparisons you guys would like to see in the future. If you guys want to see some gameplay with the EVA, I just recently reviewed the EVA, and pretty much every other weapon actually in my loadout right now I've reviewed. I do a lot of different weapon reviews. I do a lot of different weapon comparisons in Pixel Gun 3D. Like I said, most recently was the Big Buddy versus the Christmas Ultimatum. So if you guys wanted to check that out, you guys can. Like I said earlier, you can get over 20 kills easily in a match, and I just did there. That basically proves it. So yeah, very good weapons. And that's it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode.